for Orange Township Board of Zoning Appeals for December 15th, 2022. Brett, please call the roll.
Mr. Oster?
Here.
Mr. Shipley?
Here.
Ms. Ross?
Here.
Mr. Trevs?
Here.
And Ms. Foster?
Here.
Anyone who intends to testify, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony that you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? State, I do.
I do.
When it's your turn to offer testimony, please state your full name, address, and affirm that you've been sworn in. And I would also like to remind everybody to mute their phones.
There will be no court reporter here, or we're going to record it and send them the YouTube, and they can transcribe it from there. All right. Good evening, board. The first case tonight is a variance case identified as VA-22-16. The applicant is Collaborative Design, and the owner is Hakuto USA. The site is addressed 7046 Green Meadows Drive, parcel ID 318-230-14-006-001, currently zoned planned industrial. The request, they're seeking an area variance from the zoning resolution, section 21.12C5, to allow for the reduction of site lighting for all vehicular use areas. So quick summary, the applicant is requesting an area variance from section 21.12C5 of our code, which requires all vehicular use areas and connecting pedestrian paths to have a minimum light level of 0.5 foot candles at grade. The applicant is proposing to have less lighting along the drive aisles, along the side and the rear of the building. And then surrounding the property to the north, east, and west is all planned industrial. And then to the south, it is vacant land and zoned farm residential. So included in the staff report is an aerial from the county auditor's website. And then I included a street view from Google Maps. As there's nothing built, we're not going to go out there and take site photos of a blank property. So for the staff review, again, this is from our zoning resolution, section 21.12. The exact verbiage is we require information that indicates a minimum light level of 0.5 foot candles at grade in all vehicular use areas and connecting pedestrian paths. The applicant is requesting reduction in lighting for the side and rear drive aisles with light levels of 0.0 within the vehicular use areas as shown in the lighting plans. This would be 100% request. And I do want to make a note that all the exhibits are also included in your packet and submitted to you. So essentially the exhibits within the staff report are just the photos of the submitted documents. So Exhibit 1 kind of shows the proposed lighting plan. Then Exhibits 2 through 7 are all zoomed in, which show the foot candle level there. That's all staff has. I believe the applicant or the owner is here. So if they would like to speak on behalf of the project, or if you guys have any specific questions for them.
Yes, please. Anyone that would like to speak?
Go ahead, yep, say your name and address.
My name is Lou Turada. I'm from Collaborative Design. I'm an architect responsible for designing this 100,000 square feet facility for Hokuto USA.
State your address and affirm that you've been sworn in.
Yeah, the firm is Collaborative Design, and the address is 4150 Tola Road, Dublin, Ohio, 43017.
And affirm that you've been sworn.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, I like to point out a few things. The reason why we are proposing and asking this variance. This the use of the area that we are asking to take the or reduce the lighting. Um, there are overhead doors located on the west side, as you can see, three of them there. And the south side, there are two. The overhead to west, those are used about 2 to 3 times a week, very rare to use. South is even rare, or once a week used. And the only time that they use is during the business hours, daytime, not at nighttime. And they don't use any the drive that indicated on blue. They don't use that drive at night at all. So we think that putting that many light poles to light up is first, it is a waste of resources and also energy. And taking out those light poles will reduce the light pollution, as Orange Township emphasized in section, I think it's a section 2112, lighting regulations. And that says the township would like to reduce the light pollution. So by taking out those light poles, I think we can achieve that goal as much as we can reduce the energy cost and resources. So that's mainly why we are asking you to consider this variance. Questions?
So these drives go all the way around the building?
Yes, that's mainly for, not mainly, strictly for truck access and the fire truck access also. That's required by fire department. The normal vehicular traffic won't happen on that blue highlighted area. It's mainly for that parking area in front and to the south of the office area. That's where the parking is.
That could be used for emergency vehicle access if needed. Fire trucks, police.
Yeah, that's designated as a fire access driving area. That's required by fire department. Right.
So it looks like this pretty much will be in violation almost all the way around the building to the point of no light, it appears, to at least a third of those drives.
But we feel that it's not going to be used at night. It's just lighting there. So
Yeah, I understand that, but it's also in place for everybody else, whether it's in use or not. Whether it would be, like he said, for, police, fire, the common public.
okay.
Anybody else that would be there for, getting hurt.
Yeah, I think that for me, I think the biggest concern is emergency access. That design is emergency access. And the business may not use that during the evening hours, but if there's a reason that's there is it's needed, and whether that's a dark daylight. I think it's worth having a discussion anyway.
Yeah,
More of a safety concern.
I think
right.
Will you have employees that work evening shifts?
Not currently. And I think, I don't know when they'll have a night shift, but not currently. They've been in business for years.
I certainly understand the reduction of light. Understand that piece.
Mm-hmm.
Get the correct lighting structures, overhead lights, the light pollution is almost zero because it doesn't go up, it simply goes down and stops.
Any other questions? Anybody want to make a motion?
Move to deny. You want me to read the entire motion?
They probably ought to.
I move to deny case number VA 2216 for property located at 7046 Green Meadows Drive, Lewis Center, Ohio 43035, seeking an area variance from Orange Township zoning resolution, section 21.12C5, to allow the reduction of light from a foot candle light level less than 0.5 along the northern, southern, and western vehicle use areas as submitted in the area zone planned industrial district PID because of, and we have 7. In my opinion, we failed on all 7 of them except whether the variance would adversely affect government delivery of services. It passed on that one, but the other 6 are negative.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion to deny made by Mr. Trev, seconded by Mr. Shipley. Those voting, Mr. Oster,
Yes.
Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Mr. Treves,
Yes.
Ms. Ross,
Yes.
and Ms. Foster.
Yes.
Motion carries. I'll send you folks a response letter with the next steps. You guys don't have to stick around. Okay, up next is the second variance case for the evening, identified as VA-22-17. The applicant is Vera C. Virla. Owner is, or the applicant should be Firelands Construction, and the owner is Vera Virla. The site is 1427 Scarlett Avenue, Lewis Center, Ohio, 43035. Parcel number 318-240-38-004-000. Currently zoned single-family planned residential district. And the request, they're seeking an area variance from rezoning case 12451 Estates of Glen Oak to allow for a residential deck to encroach into the rear yard setback. So a quick summary, the applicant is requesting the variance from rezoning case 12451, Estates of Glen Oak, to allow for the construction of a deck to encroach 9 feet and 6 inches into the 35 feet rear yard setback requirement in an area zone single-family plan district. Surrounding the property to the north, south, east, and west is all single-family plan residential with the land use as single-family residences. Included in the staff report is an overhead shot using the county auditor's website. And then on to staff review. Again, this is rear yard setback requirement is 35 feet. The proposed covered and uncovered decks would encroach 9 feet and 6 inches into the 35-foot rear yard setback requirement. This is roughly a 27% variance request. Provided in the staff report is a zoomed-in photo of the project. The red marks there, those are staff's measurements. That was just us scaling the drawing submitted. And then the site photos included. So when I had contacted the property owner, I did not hear back from them. So these photos were taken from the street right away. So you can see there the first photo, it's the second house in. And then the second photo, it does identify the home there. And then the last photo is, again, from the rear side of the home. We did receive 2 public comments regarding this. I had sent those to you, and I had printed those out as well, so those are before you. There are some additional site photos that were taken as well, separate from the staff report. And then the applicant did provide additional project details, which were printed out and are before you there. I think there's 3 photos there. So I believe the applicant is here tonight. If you have any questions for them.
Is there anyone new that didn't get sworn in that wants to testify?
Do you intend on speaking? Okay. Yeah, probably swear him in then.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony that you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? State
Yes.
I do.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you want?
Well, so, you know, when we compare our house, our backyard to other backyards,
Name and
Name.
address.
Vera Severla, 1427 Scarlett Avenue, Lewis Center, Ohio, 43035. And, you know, when we compare our backyard to other people's backyard, you know, and they have built, although like it's not a, you know, not right next to us, but they have built, you know, stone patios, or some other residents built, you know, similar, what we are seeking, you know, decks of similar, you know, dimensions, you know, similar length. And so that's what we thought, you know, I know based on the rules, although it is encroaching a little bit, I think still it is a reasonable request. That's what I feel. Thank you.
So this is going to be a deck
Yeah,
with a roof.
part of it is covered porch,
Okay.
not roof like a
No,
porch.
no covered surround.
Correct.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Which one?
It's a little difficult to tell, so I believe those photos are just sample renderings of what it could look like. With the actual photo underneath the staff review part, it kind of sections it off. One says new deck with roof, and then the other part, new deck, where it would just be the decking part next to it.
16 foot of it has a roof over it, what it looks like.
Mhm.
All right, and then 25 foot does not. Okay.
So it looks more like this one?
Yeah.
You originally right now have the paver style patio.
Currently, there's no.
There's no patio right now.
Oh, there's no patio at all. So you're like the one right.
Yeah, so if you're looking at I think there's 6 or 7 photos there. So the first one, it's the third house in. That's the subject property.
Okay. I was kind of confused
Mhm.
because there's, 2 existing here.
Right, and then
it gets all the way down to that one.
One
Yeah.
more thing I want to clarify is, ours, backyard is like a slopey, kind of hilly area. We can't really build like a, flat stone patio. That's why we chose with the deck, because it's kind of impossible to build like a
Yes.
flat stone patio because it is hilly, like a downslope.
So your house is right beside the other gentleman that did the room addition.
there's a house in between.
2,
Isn't it?
3 down.
There's one house in between.
Oh, there's one house?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, I think. 3 houses.
It's kind of hard to tell because the house in between them is a little bit, it's a little closer to the road. I think in the
Yeah. I was looking at
fourth
these
photo,
pictures and
like I think it's the
it
fourth photo you can see.
It's not on your property?
Swing set is in our property. Yes, we're
Okay.
gonna. Yeah, it's in our property. Yeah, the swing is in our
on his
property.
Yeah.
Yeah. The swing is in our.
So,
The smaller swing. There's a swing on other property too, but ours is a smaller, like regular size. It's swing.
Yeah, that's the one we did here just.
Yeah.
Okay, but so isn't this one his right here? Or is it this one? Because the next 2. Okay, so it's right beside that one. What's in between it?
There's another home. So I think it's the fourth photo in there. You can
Okay.
kind of tell that there's another home.
Yeah, it just didn't look like it, and and it went all the way back to the next 2 houses that had
Mhm.
favor. Oh, okay.
It's a little difficult to tell.
Basically,
They're
there's a
similar
stone patio
colors.
on each side
Yep.
of our house.
Okay, so they've got kind of a paver deal going on over there too.
Brett, is there an HOA approval required with this?
So there was no HOA approval submitted with the application. I'm not sure if the applicant or the property owner can speak to that, if they've applied with the HOA, what their process.
They are waiting to hear from you guys.
the HOA is.
Yes.
We heard that before. Sometimes we have a letter that says
Yeah.
something to
I
that
got an
effect.
email that
Oh.
says,
So this is the back of your house. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what you meant by the smaller swing set.
Right.
Because the other one is,
Yeah.
15 feet up there.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I was looking at this one, I'm going, that's in his yard.
6 feet, 7 feet. Our
Yeah.
like a 6 feet.
It's got the little house on it and everything.
Yeah.
In your yard,
Yeah.
yeah.
Smaller.
Yeah.
It appears also, and Brett, you may be able to speak to it. I'm not even sure that it matters in the big picture, but those, I know they're paver patios, but it certainly appears that those paver patios are extending more than 12 feet.
Yeah, I'm not sure how far they're extending. I know when you kind of go and look in the overhead on the auditor's website, that was something that was brought up with a previous case, a couple houses down, where we did go back and look through our records, and none of them had permits because they weren't designated as structures.
Right,
So.
pavers, right. Yeah,
So as long as there's no footer.
yeah, right.
That's what I was told.
I don't have any other questions.
So this is going to extend out 12 foot off the back of the house?
Back of the house is,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the only 2 letters that you received are the 2 you sent us,
Correct.
which both were, had no issue.
Yeah, and I guess in proximity, the one was directly to the east. One of the letters was directly to the east, and another one was just down across the street, more in front of the house.
Any other questions from anybody? Anyone want to make a motion?
You want to open it up to public comment in case anyone else?
Were you sworn into?
No.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony that you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. My name is Ramakrishna Narayanam. I live in 1387 Scarlett Avenue, Louis Center, Ohio, 430. I'm neighbor of him. I would like to support this project. So, thank you.
Thank you.
I recognized your house right off the bat from the pictures. I'm going, wait a minute.
Yeah, with that said, I'll make a motion to approve, based upon the factors that we talked here. Approve case number BA 22-17 for the property located at 1427 Scarlett Avenue, Lewis Center, Ohio. Seeking an area variance from rezoning case 12451, the estates of Glen Oak.
I'll second.
And we have a motion to approve made by Mr. Shipley, seconded by Mr. Trevs. Those voting, Mr. Oster,
Yes.
Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Ms. Ross,
Yes.
Mr. Trevs,
Yes.
and Ms. Foster.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And good luck.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all.
Yeah, I'll send you a response letter. Okay. Great. All right, so I know on the agenda, there was the minutes, which we did not receive yet from the court reporter, so we can just bump those back
Okay.
to the next meeting. So no action there. I did send out the 2023 calendar, so I did want to bring that for you guys for any discussion and possible approval.
Okay, you're getting my hopes up, aren't you?
I had no issues with it.
You need a motion to approve.
I believe so.
He does.
Yeah, so
I move that we approve the proposed 2023 Orange Township Board of Zoning Appeals scheduled as presented.
I'll second.
great. We have a motion approved by Ms. Ross, seconded by Ms. Foster. Those voting, Mr. Oster,
I abstain.
Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Ms. Ross,
Yes.
Mr. Trevs,
Yes.
and Ms. Foster.
Yeah.
Motion carries. I guess one last thing that's not on the agenda. Did want to thank you, Mr. Oster. This is your last one, so thank you for your many years of service and your leadership. And we certainly appreciated you on the board, and
Thank you.
hope you don't become a stranger.
No, it's been a long time. Yeah. 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's come a long way.
Yeah.
It really has. I mean, before it was.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Basic and crude. Yes. You guys have really brought it a long way. And I appreciated that.
All righty, well,
Okay, let's
one
adjourn.
last smack of the gavel.